Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new tournament. I'm going to be your host as always, Remulous. I'm being joined by Severion. Welcome back, dude.
It's going pretty good so far. I'm excited for this tournament that's going to be coming up. We got, this, as you guys know, 3,000 MMR tournament coming up, and it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that is for sure. The 3K MMR 2v2 tournament. We haven't seen a 2s tournament with a cap like this for a while, and actually having some issues now. There we go, remote control. What? Okay, it's gone a bit weird, but anyway, so yeah, we haven't had a Camp 2v2 tournament for a little while now, and it's good to see, because 2's tournaments are very good, very fast-paced at times. There's some good outplays as well. So if we take a quick look at the bracket, here's what we're going to be looking at today. So I'm on this left side of the bracket, as always. So we're going to be taking a look at Team Santis versus Chicken and Chip. Now, I haven't looked at the rank distribution of either of these teams, but we haven't seen either of these guys play on stream so far. So do you reckon that their knowledge in the back of their head that they're being casted for the first time potentially, and it's the first game of the tournament, do you reckon it'll be a slower start to a game, or do you reckon it'll be more panicky right off the bat?
Well, I think play your A game, so I feel like we're going to see definitely a passive start, but I think whoever's able to really break out of the gate quicker and get more to the style of the game and really push the pace of it will definitely see the better results in this matchup.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, like you said, pushing the pace, making sure you're playing your game and not allowing the opponents to play their own game is definitely extremely important. You don't want to be forced into something you don't like doing. But of course, that goes both ways. So let's head on over to the casting. Of course, we've got Team Santis versus Chicken and Chip. It's going to be interesting. Like we said, neither of these teams really have been involved here before, I don't think, unless they're coming in with just a name change. Remy changed shirt. What do you mean? I'm not changing shirt. I like this shirt. It's cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure on the ranks we're going to be getting involved with here, and I really hope the audio is working out fine. If it is coming out of one ear, I do apologise. There is nothing I can do to stop that. But so far, it hasn't really occurred. I think it occurred for a small portion of one of these broadcasts I've done here that you're throwing, so hopefully it should... I typed it wrong. No, I did not type it wrong. That is lies. Let me check again. I literally had so much time to type this in. There's no way I could have typed this in wrong. EU. Okay, I swapped one of the numbers around by accident. My bad. My bad. Not a great start, but regardless, it kind of just happens. But it's up now. Okay, we're going to go back to gameplay casting, and hopefully they can join this time. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening. It's brilliant weather here in the UK, as always, at the moment. It's been pretty good. How's the weather by you right now, Severion?
It's beautiful right now. You got plenty of sun, maybe a little bit of wind, but definitely nice weather out right now.
And it looks like both teams are ready to go here in game one. Team Santis in the blue, being Keitho and Hybrid against Datalight and Astro coming in the orange. And immediately right off the start, very even kickoff. Here comes a shot from Datalight. Actually put away by Keitho off the front post. And actually no one's really available to hit this one. Astro's going to try and carry this one all the way up the wall. He does grant success from that one. Hang on a second. This one's come straight into the middle, and right off the bat, Datalight puts his team up by one. What a start.
Yeah, that's an explosive start by Chicken and Chip right away. They're putting all the pressure, getting two immediate shots right there, and it looks like they're bringing the pace early in this game.
Yeah, just a fantastic piece of clinicality there, but coming out from Keitho here. Here's a fantastic shot up high. Astro puts that one over to his teammate, Dataline. Following it back to his teammate one more time. Hybrid having to half-flip challenge this one back into the corner. Now ball thrown up high. No one readily challenging Astro straight across net here. Keith, though, actually just gets bumped out of the way of that one. Fantastic physical play coming out from Astro. Now Hybrid keeping this one patient up the wall, trying to make sure Astro does not get in the way. He's made this a little bit awkward for himself, actually. Astro's got to go for the 50, and Dataline's there. And at the moment, the pace has seemed to have switched sides.
Yeah, this is very back and forth, but there's a shot opportunity.
Oh my. Squishy save. And unfortunately for the blue team here, Hybrid was unable to really bring this squishy save into fruition, and Dataline was just ready to pounce. And I always bring this up, the squishy save is unreliable. It doesn't always work, especially if you don't initially pre-jump off that the top of the net there. But regardless, 1 minute in, 2 goals in favor of Chicken and Chip here. And here comes Dataline with a fantastic flick. He's got one more to go. Tries to get the bump on Keitho, but puts it away himself. Now here we go, his counter, but on the old way down the other end. Here comes Keith on a 1v1. Tries to put it up high. He does just that. The lead has been smacked all the way down to 1. And Team Santis might be able to make a little bit of a momentum change here, Severion. 1 goal could be the beginning of a big comeback.
Seeing 3 goals already in just this first minute and 10 seconds, and both teams are coming out very fast and very strong. And this is actually happening differently than I was expecting. I was expecting both teams to come out slowly and test really what the other team is about, but they're both bringing the pace to this game themselves and trying to get that early lead.
Yeah, it's all about having a good start here, especially in 2v2, and it looks like Chicken and Chip are off to see if they can increase their lead here. Astro trying to send this one at the front post. Keitho now plenty of space and time to work with. 52 boost to his name. What can he do with it? Tries to put it past 1. And he gets sent up high, brings it straight back down to his teammate one more time. Here comes Hybrid with a shot, but put away by Dataline. Now Keitho's got to run back for this one. Does a good job. Can easily put away Dataline's shot. Now here comes Astro, though. He hasn't made contact, but Dataline is in a 1v1 situation. Keitho's shot, not quite optimal, and Astro is there to put it over to the side one more time. Hybrid not quite reading that touch off the back. Keitho again, fantastic touch from him. He's jumped a little bit early for this one. Hoping Dataline maybe would bite for that. And now we're a little bit stuck in the midfield, but we are seeing little spikes of good offensive opportunities here. And Astro's got to be careful. He's whiffed on the goal line again, and Keitho ties it up just short of half-time. And just like that, the fantastic start from Chicken and Chip has just dissolved.
Yeah, maybe some nerves getting to him as we're nearing the midpoint of this game, but that's just 2 big mistakes back and forth, and they gotta recover from this and really try to get that initial momentum that they had right back.
Oh my goodness, you nearly just called it right on the mark. As Astro nearly flicks one in, and this Team Santis team, we've already seen some good 1v1 plays. So let's see if they can keep it up and even bring it into the midfield. Now Datalight might be able to send this one more. Doesn't quite get the touch he might have wanted, but does grab the boost nonetheless. Now Astro in a solo play opportunity here. It's actually a double commit force from Datalight, but Keitho puts that one into the corner. Now here he is again with plenty of space and time to work with. Only finds Datalight. Now here comes Astro with a long shot, and Hybrid isn't ready for it. And just like that, the lead is regained one more time. And maybe a slight miscommunication here.
Yeah, there was that coordination, actually. I think it was a little bit less of miscommunication coming out from Team Santis and more the good teamwork and readiness to pounce on that mistake by Chicken and Chip. But regardless, they're taking the lead and trying to bring back that momentum that they were lacking for the last 2 goals.
So Hybrid waiting patiently on this touch from Astro. That's a fantastic read, giving it straight back into the middle to Keitho, who can't quite put that one on target. What a save coming out from Astro. Shot again not on target from Hybrid. And Santis didn't somehow not score from that attack, but looks like Astro wants a piece of it with his new fingers. Now, Datalight up high for this one. Tries to put the shot on target, only finds the post. Keitho yet again demonstrating some fantastic defense. And there he is again, sending this one off the wall. Now, I might be able to follow this one. Semi boost to his name. Does get bumped out of the way, but look where he is again. 1v1 situation. Send all the way back down. Here comes Datalight. Not too much boost to work with. Can't quite double it straight down. And now we're seeing some fantastic 1v1s coming up from both sides.
Yeah, we're seeing right now Chicken and Chip is just absolutely pummeling Santis. They're just Santos is just trying to get the ball out of their half as they've just done and just try to get back into this game.
Now Astro going for a bit of a long shot. Keitho again trying to just get that light touch, but the pop was not optimal. Hybrid doesn't quite make contact. Datalight with the open net opportunity decides to fake it. Did not want to pull the trigger too early. And Keitho has just cleared this one all the way down. Now Astro is going to beat him here. He's going to put this one up high as well. Is anyone readily available for this? Hybrid does put this one over to the side. And now with 30 seconds left, it's all got to be offense from this Team Santos team. So Astro's going to try and put another shot on net. Followed bump by Datalight. This one's a little bit awkward. But they did manage to come out away with it. Still one goal down. Now Keitho trying to flick this one front post. Does get put away. And Astro sending this one not as far as he may have wanted. And Hybrid, excuse me, puts this one up high. Datalight is able to just keep this one dangerous. Hybrid's touch not optimal. And Astro slots it in. Game 1 is going to go to Chicken and Chip.
This was a close game, and both teams are really back and forth. It's going to, I think the next game is going to really depend on whichever team comes out first with that initial goal, because Team Santos definitely have the capability to get back into this game. But we did see, in that game alone, we had so many shots from Chicken and Chip, followed by a lot of saves by Santos, so they're definitely staying on defense with 9 saves there, and they're managing to pull that strategy off, but not completely, as you can see from the fact that they lost that game. They just couldn't weather all the attacks.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you see these 8 shots in advantage for Chicken and Chip, but then you pointed out the 9 saves coming out from Santos, and it's an interesting dynamic now, because that's match point. We're in the best of 3 environment. If Santos loses next game, they're going home in game number 1. So what do you reckon they should or will perhaps change coming into this game 2?
Well, for starters, even on this kickoff, they're probably going to have somebody cheating up or playing a little bit more aggressive. I could be wrong there, but I think that that's what they need to do. They need to put the pressure on and bring the game to Chicken and Chip instead of just playing passively like they did in that game number 1.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that really does work out, but at the moment, Hybrid's got a little bit of work to do. Does go for a long shot. Astro almost own goaling it with a fantastic save from him, getting off the crossbar. Now he's been hired one more time on the goal line. Here comes Keitho with a fantastic shot. He can't put that one out, and there it is, Severion. The good start they may have needed. 1-0. Kicking off game 2.
Yeah, that pressure, that they didn't have any hesitation. Keitho just went for that shot and just kept up the constant hitting of the ball. Like, he was just staying in their half and going for it again and again, and it just resulted in a goal just like that. Teams Chicken and Chip rather couldn't keep the ball out of their net.
Oh my goodness, that's almost an outrageous pass coming out from Keitho, and Hybrid's immediately there. Fantastic mechanics and communication coming out here. Keitho, he could have taken the shot, but he thought, you know what, if I hit this too low, it might turn into be a little bit dangerous, so he's going to put that one nice and high. His teammate is an easy read. They slot it in and double their lead within the first 40 seconds, reminiscent of the first game, whether we had 3 goals within the first minute. And let's see if we can have the exact same story here as Datalight puts this one up high. Here comes Astro spinning, drops it all the way down. Datalight gets denied. What a save coming out from Hybrid. Now 40 boost to Hybrid's name now. Can he complete it? He's put that one all the way into the middle, and Keitho is there. What a fantastic performance coming out.
Yeah, this is the dream start that Team Santos needed, and with those 3 goals, now they can almost revert to their initial strategy from game 1 and just try to weather out the attacks. But if I were them, I would try to keep up the pressure, because it's working wonders for them so far with this 3-goal lead in just the first minute. But we'll just see if they're able to keep up this pressure, or if Chicken and Chip can really turn this around in their favor.
Yeah, it's the explosive start they definitely needed, but they got to be careful as Hybrid trying to get the pinch on the goal line. Doesn't quite make it work. It actually turns into a pass, but Keitho does recover it just in time. Now Datalight with a fantastic fake challenge. He's forced Hybrid to make it awkward. He's going to go for this one again. Does put over to the side by Keitho. Now Astro back off the backboard. Hybrid is the only one on it. Datalight one more time putting this one up high. Now no one readily available. Here comes Astro with a pass. Datalight might be able to shoot that one. Does put it too high. Now Astro with a fantastic shadow, just making use of that boost in the midfield, making it as awkward for Hybrid as possible. And now we're back at it again with a 1v1 situation. Astro tries to go under, but Keitho does not care. He's just going to put that one away every single time, and this is some stellar defense we've seen from Santis so far this series. Although they did lose the first game. That's a long shot coming out from Astro, and he's still saved it, but it's only found Daysalide, and oh my goodness, a plan nearly stopped at the last hurdle, and finally, Chicken and Chip put one in.
Yeah, we see that bonk from Datalite on Keitha, which is definitely a smart play. That's something that they might want to go for a little bit more, as Keitha's just been racking up those amazing goal line saves. But even so, he was still able to get that initial save, but not far enough to get it away from Datalite.
Oh, hang on a second. Here comes Keitho, nearly just carrying that air dribble all the way down. And here we go. Astro actually want to show him how it's done here. Might be able to pitch this one straight off the corner. Doesn't quite have the boost to carry it the whole way. And Hybrid now sending this right into the middle. Keitho trying to keep this one close. No boost to work with, though. You might find this one a little bit awkward to put up high. He's going to send this one off the wall to do it all the way for him. Datalite sending this one all the way down, and Hybrid forced to stay in his own third with a fantastic piece of offense, but didn't quite turn into a goal. Now Datalite with another fantastic fake challenge. Doesn't quite work well with it, though. Put it straight up high. Teammate was there, and now Hybrid's got to be careful. That one's really on target. And Keitho, one more time, is able to put it away, but Datalite this time going for a demo in the corner, making it a little bit too awkward. Now 8 boost. Astro just going to leave it for his teammate. I'm starting to see a few double commits coming out from Chicken and Chip.
Yeah, with this game getting... The game's time is running out. Less than 2 minutes left. It's a good job from Datalite, but they... Chicken and Chip really need to make something happen, and they need to make it happen soon. But the defense coming out right now, as Keitho gets another save, is just so amazing by Team Santis, with 6 saves in this game again. So it's going to be interesting.
Oh, there it is. There's a little breakaway opportunity found for Keitho. And just looking at this, Astro in need of new fingers. Just sends this one straight into the middle. Datalite not prepared, and Keitho definitely on the contrary, sniping the goal from his defensive third. And the lead is sent back to 3. It's looking like this Team Santis team do not want to go out with a sweep. Or maybe even not go out at all, but Datalite might have something to say about it. Here it goes for a flip reset. Doesn't quite bring it out, but what on earth is that back pass? Here comes Hybrid with a long shot attempt. Does get sent away by Astro. Now with no boost to his name. Fantastic steal from Hybrid. This one might be a little bit interesting. It's Keitho now. Maybe in too much time to work with. Sends this one back to Datalite. And the pressure is back on. Hybrid back over to the side one more time. Datalite trying to find his teammate in the midfield. Does get bumped away. And there again, Keitho is there to alleviate the pressure. Astro back up the wall one more time. Does he have a teammate in the middle? Yes, he does. He's going to get the flip reset, but doesn't really do too much with it. And at the moment, it's a little bit of hyper-defensive play coming out from Santis.
And it's working, to be honest. They have the 3-goal lead with less than 30 seconds left in this game. With
oh my.
8 saves again. And they're just playing this counter-attacking game, and they're playing it so well.
It's looking like with 15 seconds left, it might well go in favour of Santis here in Game 2. If Datalite can't put that one on target. Does get put away by Keitho though now. 100 boost to his name. Trying to take his time a little bit too long there. Astro gets it past 1. Gets it in again. And now with 3 seconds on the clock. 2 goals. Incredibly unlikely. But it's definitely not impossible.
Yeah, their Chicken and Chip might need to try a fake kickoff or a stall kickoff in the middle here. They need to get this goal instantly if they want to have a chance to stay in this game.
And there it is. The clock time's out there, and we're gonna get a Game 3 for I think maybe the first time in all of the tournaments I've casted here at Your Throwing. I think this might be the first ever round 1 matchup we've had go to Game 3.
Yeah, this is a close matchup. We're seeing Chicken and Chip actually have an advantage on MMR with a little over 100 MMR more than Team Santis, but we're seeing the strategies come out from Santis that have been proving really effective in this game too. After seeing that initial 9 saves, they were able to get 9 more saves actually in game 2 and really stay strong on defense. But first, they were able to get those early goals, which they needed so much to win that game.
Yeah, absolutely. And hello, Toasty. Welcome to the stream. And C-Town as well. Thank you for the host earlier on. I'll give you guys the praise you deserve after this game. But regardless, we got Keitho, who wanted to go out the wall there, but it doesn't look like he's going to have too much boost to his name. And the camera doesn't seem to be changing. There it is. Data Light now. Going into the Octane. Going for a more aerially favoured car. Maybe they're going to switch up the playstyle. And here comes Astro with a shot. This one's on target, but Keitho is always on the goal line to send this one away. And already we're nearly seeing some. Here we go. Here's the aerial plays I was expecting coming out from Data Light. Fakes it underneath, but guess who's there? It's Keitho again. And that's actually a double commit coming out from Astro and Data Light. And it's still panicky, I would say.
Yeah, this is going well for Chicken and Chip at the beginning, but at the same time, Keitho getting both of those saves.
Oh, what a pass. There it is. I mean, you talk about it in the saves, it does work, but only if you're expecting the play to evolve. What a fantastic play in the corner from Astro. And Data Light was, of course, going to be in the middle to slot that one in, but that was fantastic from Astro. Just able to keep the ball away from the defense, keep it close to himself, and then open the space all at the same time in basically no time to think about it. And here comes Data Light one more time, trying to recreate exactly what happened before. And Astro trying to put this one maybe off the backboard. Does succeed, but Keitho is there to get it before it gets a little bit too awkward. Now in a second, Hybrid's been a little bit too passive here, giving Astro all the window of opportunity to come in and deny the clear. Now Data Light maintain the pressure now. Here it comes in off the corner. Hybrid with no boost to work with. It's going to be awkward to get a 50. He does throw this one up high. And here comes Keitho now trying to push this one all the way into the corner. He does find the corner. This one's bounced straight into the middle. Data Light's there, but no pressure following. Now Astro trying to just create a dribble opportunity here. He's trying to sneak this one past the front post. Does get it past Keitho. Shot put up high. Bump didn't quite come to fruition. And Data Light trying to maintain the pressure. And it's looking more reminiscent of game 1, Severion.
Yeah, we're going to need to see.
Oh my. And there it is. I mean, I hate to cut you off right there, but we're talking about it being extremely similar to game 1, and this kind of recreates. With Pi on the clock, it's now tied up. It is back and forth, but it is in favor of Chicken and Chip on the offense. What do you think they've changed?
Well, what I was going to say is we're going to need to see Team Santos getting a goal pretty soon here to change the momentum, and as I said, that they did pull that off. So Team Santos' strategy really relies on strong defense and then quick counterattacks to secure those goals. So I think that they're just going to need to get a little bit of a lead in order to weather out all of the attacks from Chicken and Chip.
That's an almost fantastic shot into pass coming out from Astro, but Data Light was able to finish it off, and there it is. He does finish that one off, and Keitho, maybe for the first time I've seen on my screen at least, he did not manage to make the save, and Data Light with a fantastic touch back into the midfield, booms it on target, and the lead is now regained 92 miles an hour. He's going to feel good about that one. And hopefully Keitho has not lost any confidence with that, because he's been playing really well on defense at the moment as Hybrid sends this one over the way. But unfortunately, Keitho is not ready, and that means Data Light has plenty of time to work with. We know what he can do on the ball. Can he flick this one up high? Yes, he can, but Keitho trying to make that one awkward. He goes for a shot again. Hybrid's not ready, and it's found the back of the net again, almost with no resistance.
Yeah, this is the dream start for Chicken and Chip. With half of the game gone and they're up by 2 goals, it's going to be tricky for the more passive Team Santos to come back into this game. They're going to really need to change things up and play a lot more aggressively and out of their comfort zone if they want to get back into this game. But right now the momentum is looking on Chicken and Chip's side.
Well, there we go. Data Light once more. He's got plenty of space to work with. Goes to the musty. Didn't quite have enough space to pull it off, but Keitho now in a 1v1 of his own. Can he put this one up high? We've seen him do it before. Tries to go for the dunk, but was this time put away by Data Light. And Hybrid trying to be physical. He's done just that, but he's made it a little bit awkward in the process. And Keitho forced to retreat. Now Data Light trying to find his teammate perhaps. No boost to work with. Keitho is there, but shot not optimal. Dunk was optimal. And Hybrid has to do some mountaineering to get back to that one. He's a little bit far away from the play. Data Light again with no boost is somehow managing to keep this ball going all the way down. Now Hybrid off the wall. Astro, just great read from there from Hybrid. Now he's looking for complete redemption. Can he put this one in the middle? Not quite, goes for the shot. And now Keitho putting this one over to the side. Not going to be too happy with that one because it just immediately found an oncoming attacker. And at the moment, we're still seeing this relentless offense coming out from Chicken and Chip. As Hybrid comes back into the middle, unfortunately, he has found a defender who has 65 boost. I think one of the problems, Severion, is just boost stuffing. The boost advantage is always in play with Chicken and Chip. How do you reckon Team Santis can try and just gain this boost advantage?
Well, they need to take advantage of those boost lanes and the pads around the field and just try to make do with what boost they have.
Oh my!
Aggressive, but
yeah,
what a bump!
What a bump! I mean, yeah, you're saying about these boost lanes, and you can see all of those pads are active, but you just cannot save that. But Keitho are nearly actually getting a touch on that. And it's unfortunate to see, but that's a fantastic bump coming out from Datalight. And I hate to cut you off again, but this game is just so action-packed. There's almost not enough time to explain everything that's going on here. But with 150 seconds left on the clock, Datalight's going to try and air dribble this one across. And the eventual clear does find Astro, but the counter clear does find Hybrid, but is put away by Astro one more time. Now Hybrid with 100 boost to work with is playing quite fast there, as Keitho does get beat by Datalight in the corner, and Hybrid's got to be careful, but he's going to regain this one. 30 seconds on the clock, they got to find 3 entire goals. There's got to be all-out attack coming out from Team Santis right now. They want to make it to the second round as Datalight absolutely launches this one over to the mid-boost. And Hybrid with 19 seconds left on the clock, so trying to make a pass here. Astro trying to just counter that opportunity. Keitho making it a little bit awkward for himself, perhaps. With 10 seconds on the clock now, this one's looking extremely bleak. Hybrid's got to make something happen right now. Waiting a little bit too long. Flick opportunity inbound. Can he put it on target? Not quite. Datalight's there. And Astro puts it past Keitho. And that is game, set, and match for Chicken and Chip.
This was one of the best first matchups of the tournament that we could have asked for, with two very different strategies and styles of play coming up against each other. And that's actually the first game of the entire series that we saw Team Santis getting less than 9 saves, which is kind of insane. But that's a well-played matchup that Chicken and Chip were just able to come through with their aggressive play style and turn it around in the match.
Yeah, just like that. And you got to question Keitho. His defense was absolutely incredible. That is just some fantastic defense. But of course, it only really works if you can make sure that not only it works when it does, which is exactly what Keitho is capable of doing, but you have to make sure you can put those shots down the other end as well. And of course, make them clinical and make them very, very difficult to deal with. But nonetheless, Chicken and Chip, what a fantastic performance from them here in round number 1. We've seen Datalight play here before, don't know about Astro, but regardless, the nerves do not seem to be hitting any of these guys so far. What a fantastic start.
Yeah, that was just about the best start that they could have asked for. That reverse sweep, their confidence is going to be sky high right now.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. So we're going to take a look at the bracket here and have a look at what is actually going on. So the next match we're going to be casting is going to be... What is that? I don't know if that would be PREDA, because it has the accent, but it's PREDA Ruby versus the Reset Emeralds. It's ironic, both of these teams referencing crystals, and I haven't seen either of these guys either. So we'll be seeing those right up when I get some details about the lobby. But what a start. That's a game 3 in round number 1. Do you reckon that it's going to directly correlate to some incredibly close games early on? Some more close games?
From Chicken and Chip, and the fact that they're able to win that game 2-1 might actually say more about their team than other teams that are able to sweep their games. Because being able to adjust your strategy and get that win, even though the other team was able to get a game against you, shows some real mental strength. So even if your gameplay is a little bit lackluster, if you can come up with those strategies and you can pull off those wins, then you'll be set. And Chicken and Chip's game wasn't lackluster. They were able to have those skills and that mentality. So it'll be interesting to see where they go in this tournament.
Yeah, they're definitely looking strong, especially with that offensive repertoire they were able to pull out time and time again. And as I get the credentials here, we'll be ready to go very shortly, and I'll have to have a little word to the chat and commandeer some of the nice things that have happened. because obviously that's what we're all about. We're all about that viewer interaction. But just give us a hot minute here. I think I have some details. Nice, we do. So we will be kicking this one off very shortly. I very nearly just accidentally read out the credentials of the game. That would have been not ideal. Hopefully everything's working alright. Everything's EU. That's what we like to see. And we're going to create the match. So while we're loading in here, let's have a little look at what's going on. So 194700. Thank you very much for the follow, man. I really do appreciate that one. And welcome to the stream. And I think we had a host coming out from someone earlier on. But it did not show in my feed, which is kind of strange.
Yeah, you see it?
Who was it? Yeah, it was CTAL110. Thank you very much to the host.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
See it?
Yo, SJA Keem? Shakeem? Thank you very much to the follow, man. Appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, you see it?
And Greatest Bean with the follow as well. And Belumpy. What's poppin', my guy? Welcome back as well. So I'm going to actually have to change the details here. So hopefully no one actually joins the game while I'm changing this. I'm assuming it's PREDA. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Just give us a hot minute here. Hopefully no one joins. So we've got PREDA Ruby in the blue. And Reset Emeralds. I really hope I read this right. Come on, PC, I believe. There it is. The Reset Emeralds in the orange. I believe we're just waiting for everyone to join. So at the moment, we got a few more followers as well. So we got what is that? Shetras, thank you very much for the follow as well. And NT001 just coming in with the follow as well. So I really do appreciate that. It looks like we have everyone in and ready to go here in round number 2. PREDA Ruby versus the Reset Emeralds here on Urban Central. So we'll have to see how this one really evolves as Finn gets a fantastic kickoff right to the far corner. Now Drip getting the doink as well. Goes right back into the middle, but Veins Mai, I think that was, getting out with the save as well. Now Dylan back into the corner. Drip's got plenty of space and time to work with. Doesn't make contact. That is a fantastic shot coming out from Dylan right in that corner. The Season 13 Floor Destroyer is already looking strong.
Yeah, that was a great start coming out from Reset Emeralds, but this is going to be a close game. I can tell already to the matchup that we have here with the gameplay that we've already seen in these first 18 seconds. We also have, these are the two of the highest MMR teams. There's a goal coming out right away though from Fin12 right there, but PREDA Ruby is actually 2,998 MMR, so they're barely under the MMR cap, and they are 2,985. So these are two very, very high MMR teams, and we'll see if that translates into their gameplay.
Yeah, and I mean, just glossing over that shot that happened before, Finn with a fantastic shot reading it straight off the kickoff, and Veins Mai actually sending this one over to the side. Now, Dylan, another fantastic shot on net. The Drip has to deal with. But he has stopped it immediately at the moment. Already 2 goals in favour of the Emeralds here as Fin12 actually send this one straight back into the middle. But no teammate readily available. Now, Veins Mai on the counter-attack here. It does get interrupted by Finn. He actually sends this one straight into the middle. Drip now the 1v1 situation. 42 boost to his name. Finn does deal with it. Now, here comes a fantastic shot coming out from Veins Mai. He's going to be happy about this one. Great rotation from him and his teammate, Drip. Able to stall, and Finn putting it straight back down the middle. Veins Mai with an absolute clanger on net. 64 miles an hour, and they're now back within 1. Dylan, you got a question. Getting a little bit too offensive coming out of the defensive third of hits, leaving the net right open, but nonetheless, it's an easy mistake to make, and he looks like he's making up for it coming out of defense this time. Now Drip, with another 1v1 situation of his own, does get stopped by Finn. Veins Mai trying to get the shot on net as well. So at the moment, both of these teams seem to be incredibly strong on offense, and that is exactly a perfect demonstration. Veins Mai smacks another one in.
Yeah, I don't want to focus too much on MMR on this because it's all about strategy and which team can really be more cohesive and play better than the other, but Vainsmai also is 1,660 MMR, so he definitely is one of the higher MMR players of the entire tournament, and we're seeing 2 goals from him early on.
Yeah, and Mr. McSweaty, thank you very much for the 100 bits, dude. I don't really point this thing out when casting. I usually save it afterwards, so that is very generous of you, dude. I really do appreciate that one. And then talking about appreciation, Drip with some fantastic following up ability to back up his teammate from the clear, but didn't really go straight into a goal. Now Dylan in that 1v1 situation now, only 9 boosts to work with. Flick on target, but Vainsmai does put this one over to the corner. He's looking for redemption this time. Teammate is in the middle, 52 boost to his name. Can he bring this one all the way down? Yes, he can, but Finn sends that one up high. Now 49 boost to his name. Does manage to send it back to his teammate. Drip doesn't quite make contact. Here comes Dylan one more time back into the side. Vainsmai trying to keep the dribble going, but is pushed over to the side one more time. Drip now trying to make that touch. Doesn't quite get it. Vainsmai's got plenty of space and time to work with. Gets it past 160. More boost to use. This one's dangerous. No one's up for it right away, but Finn is there to put it over to the side. Now Dylan does just get beat in the corner there, but Finn now 76 boost to work with. Airdrop opportunity inbound. What can he do with it? Potential flip reset boiling. Can he put it all the way in? Does get the dunk, and there it is. 2:16 on the clock. What a goal coming out from Finn.
That was brilliant play by him with that air dribble, and then coming in and reading the clear from Vainsmai there. It's just a brilliant solo play coming out from Finn. And we're seeing this game being very, very evenly matched with just over 2 minutes left and already 5 goals scored, and no team is looking like they're having an extreme advantage so far.
Yeah, and it's just what a game already in round number 2. It's rare you see games this incredibly intense, and I mean, it's only going to get better. This is still game number 1 here in the second series of this tournament. It's Finn just tries to make this awkward, but it is recovered by Vainsmai. Drip. He's able to keep this one close, and Dylan just expecting him to go at the wall, just did not do it. Here comes Drip with another offensive play, but doesn't quite get the demo either. Now with no boost to his name, he's going to have a slow recovery here. As Vainsmai does dive in. Now it's looking a little bit awkward for Drip here as this shot's on target, but he does deal with it just in time. Finn back up the wall one more time. Is anyone readily available? Finn might be able to get the touch, but Vainsmai putting all that force into the challenge does put it straight back along the wall. Now here comes Drip with a shot. This one somehow 50-50 straight into the post, and Dylan with an almost absolutely picturesque and perfect save puts this one over to the side. Now Drip trying to just recreate a fantastic pass we've seen earlier on, but didn't quite get it to go as close to the front post he might have wanted. Vainsmai flick back into the midfield. Dylan trying to find Finn to net, but was put in the way by Drip. That's a fantastic fake challenge coming out from Vainsmai. Does have a teammate readily available. Only 8 boosts to use, but teammate not quite there, and already this game is not slowing down in any way.
45 seconds left, 2-3. This is just about as good of a game as we could have asked for, and we're seeing PREDA Ruby actually with 6 saves. Again, compared to Reset Emerald.
Oh my goodness.
But
what a play coming out from Vainsmai. 35 on the clock, tying it up. And just as you were saying, the offensive repertoire is just on point. Look at that car control coming out from Vainsmai. Representing on PS4. I think 3/4 of the people in this lobby are PS4. But right as you were saying, the offense is coming out from both sides. And now with 35 on the clock, Severion, do you reckon there will be any enormous change right at the end of this game?
well, that's definitely a good boost to their momentum right here with PREDA Ruby getting that goal. And I think that this could really go in anybody's way. This could be anybody's game, but we're seeing PREDA Ruby with a lot of offense.
And then there's nearly just a goal just created by PREDA. Or, excuse me, yeah, PREDA Ruby. Nearly just creating a free goal here, but Finn might be able to find the angle, but it is put away by Vainsmai. It looks like we're going to be finding overtime here in game 1. Now, I wonder if this will be a quick or a long overtime. We'll have to find out. These guys work really under pressure. As Vainsmai trying to keep this one close. Put up high by Finn. Drip now. Got no teammate ready to pass to. Unfortunately, he only finds Dylan. But Dylan only finds Vainsmai now. Finn trying to keep it close here. Trying to just take his time where he can. 42 boost to his name. Doesn't really have a teammate that can take over readily. available, but Dylan was there in the end. Nearly gets a fantastic read off Vainsmy's clear. And 30 seconds in, the story has not changed. Here comes Drip with a fantastic dribble. It's 50-50 off of Finn back into the corner, but Dylan is there to send it back into Finn and Drip. Now that's back off the corner. That's a little bit dangerous, but both members of Reset Emeralds were retreating at the time. Now Finn doesn't quite get the touch he wanted, but Dylan might be able to. He's put away this time, and Drip really wants that 100 boost now. He's got plenty of space and time. Teammate in the middle. Can he find it? Yes, he can. What a save coming out from Finn.
On the goal line there, we're seeing the pressure coming out right here from PREDA Ruby, and they're definitely looking very strong in this overtime, but this is back and forth still.
Oh, what a bump.
We see a shot from Finn. And this is still with overtime. It's sudden death. There's one goal will decide this first matchup, and whoever wins this game will have a lot of momentum into the rest of the series.
Yeah, for sure. And now we're 1.5 minutes in. This one might be on target. Vainsmy does put that one up high. It's only found it straight down the middle. And that shot isn't immediately on target, but that one is. Dylan puts his team in the lead in overtime, and they're going to take game one.
That's a brilliant bump coming out there, with Vainsmy helpless to do anything with that play, getting bumped out of the way. And Reset Emeralds is taking that first game, and with that, they're taking the momentum of this series, and they're hopefully going to be able to just keep up that momentum and get some early goals against PREDA Ruby again in this next game. But PREDA Ruby might have other ideas.
Yeah, so Reset Emeralds coming out with 12 shots here. And that was just game one. Coming out here in series number 2 in this $40 2v2 3000 MMR cap tournament. I've seen some people wondering what ranks these guys are. I don't know the specifics, but both of these teams come within 10 points, I think, or 12 points of that MMR cap. So if you were to take a raw average, both these teams are averaging high champ 3, very high champ 3. But of course, they can be grand champs as well. It can even out just like that. But regardless, talking about evening out, can PREDA Ruby bring this series to game 3? Let's find out here in game number 2. Now, Vainsmy done a good job there. Can he get round Dylan? Not quite. His Drip now. He's got to be careful, just making sure he gets that boost. Fantastic stuff from him. And as you can see, Finn now forced to wait. But this touch still has gone middle. Is anyone ready for this? Dylan drops it down, but doesn't quite get the angle he might have wanted. Drip back off the wall. Does double touch this one all the way down. Rushing Reset Emeralds all the way back. Now Vainsmy's got to be careful. Does get faked out, and just because of that, touch goes directly to Finn. Drip, fantastic rotation from him. Does support his teammate Finn. Here he goes off the backboard. Vainsmy back over to the side one more time. He has beaten one again, and Drip is there to put this ball into the far corner. A little bit more back and forth. No one really wants the ball at the moment, Severion.
Yeah, this is a little bit more of a hesitant game, with both teams putting on a lot of pressure, but they're really only finding the backboard so far and not doing too much with this ball. We see an attempt at a double tap right there from Finn, but this is definitely going to be a close game, and or maybe not if we see PREDA Ruby able to get this goal.
That's a fantastic challenge coming out from Drip in the midfield, and Dylan might be able to get another touch on this one. Nearly gets the dunk, but Vainsmy is able to send this one a long way. Might be able to slot it in completely. The solo play completes. They now have the lead in game number 2. This is exactly what they need in this series right now.
And we're seeing Vainsmy right here, the GC of this lobby, managing to get another goal here. He scored every single goal for PREDA Ruby, but this is a team effort. We're seeing Drip supporting him very, very well, and we're going to definitely be seeing Vainsmy, I think, trying to pull off some amazing plays in this tournament and beating that strong defense that Reset Emeralds has had this whole series.
As Dylan sends this one straight back to the middle. Finn's not immediately there. Does go for the long shot, but Drip does put this one up high. Dylan was like misread on that one. Is going to delay the challenge, and Drip manages to capitalize the smallest of openings, and you can guarantee Drip's going to be there. Slight miscalculation coming out from Dylan in the midfield, and Drip with the open S. It's going to slot that one in. Kept it cool, kept it calm, kept it clinical. They double the lead to 2 with still 3 minutes on the clock, though. It is certainly not over with a double non-cheat kickoff coming out from both of these teams. It's a very even kickoff to follow that one. As you can see, it's still even, but Drip is in the middle with a long shot opportunity. Excuse me, redirect opportunity, but didn't quite put that one on target. Now Dylan launches this one down the far end. And Vainsmai is forced to wait for it to come to him. Now he's looking to go again, but doesn't maybe get the power he would have wanted. But Drip, as always, clinical as ever, always on that goal line, is able to save the day. Now Dylan, receiving the ball almost for free in the midfield, just gets removed from the play. 52 boost to Vainsmai's name. Can he get an air dribble bump? Does get a touch. It's gone all the way in. What a play from him. 3 goals to PREDA Ruby.
This is the exact start that they would have wanted with PREDA Ruby getting those 3 goals with just over half of the game gone, just under half of the game left for Reset Emeralds to try to reverse the momentum and come back. But this is definitely looking like a close matchup, and it is right now tipped in the favor of going to another game 3.
That is for sure, and Vainsmai coming out with these mechanics here again is going to show us how easy it can be sometimes to make openings, and Dylan wants to also show us how it's done, but this time gets put away by Drip, who, sending this one back into the middle and getting a bump, actually has a free opportunity to score, but the boost, of course, was going to take priority in that scenario. Maintain the recovery speed. And here he is again, Drip back into the corner, really stepping up this game. Back pass over to Vainsmai. Shot is low, but here comes Drip with another one. He's got to be careful here. Tries to fake it underneath Finn, but now Finn has a free net to shoot at. Can he put it in? Not quite. Angle almost met. Squishy save attempted. Vainsmai almost thrown out of the loop there. Play not evolving as fast as he is expected, and perhaps maybe a strategy evolving here for the Reset Emeralds.
Yeah, their pressure here is relentless, and they're actually getting back into this game. But with 1 minute and 20 seconds left and 3 goals needed to take this to overtime for the 2nd game in a row, it's going to be difficult. But this team definitely has the capability.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an even game we're seeing at the moment. 3 goals can really be created at any given time. And here comes Finn now. Maybe going to get flip reset opportunity. He does find it. And he gets another fantastic dunk. Dropping that one at the bottom left side of the net. Now an open net for Vainsmai. Doesn't quite find between the posts. Now here comes Drip with a self-set double touch. Doesn't quite make contact to put that one in. Vainsmai is going to take this one up the wall now with 100 boost to work with. Air dribble setup not optimal. He's forced to accelerate the ball himself, but he does have the car control to do it. He used all of his boost that time, only carrying it to the offensive third of the opponents, which now in Dylan's hand can really turn back the other way. Drip, no boost himself. Trying to flick this one as far as he can. Vainsmai going for a long shot here, and he's trying to snipe that back post much like Drip did earlier on, and Dylan might be able to get a quick consolation goal here, but Vainsmai, always clinical on defense, has just really turned this one around into offense one more time. Finn puts this one across the box. Vainsmai back over to the side. Dylan now does have a teammate readily available. This one might be able to find a consolation goal here as Finn, with 80 boost to his name, puts this one back into the corner. This one's still going down. Drip leaves it, and PREDA Ruby take game number 2.
And we're seeing, this almost never happens, but we're seeing 2 game 3s back to back. And this is very close again. This could go to anybody's side right now, with PREDA Ruby definitely carrying the momentum from this game. But as we saw from the last one, Reset Emeralds absolutely are capable of pulling this back and getting the win here.
Yeah, definitely. I think it really boils down to that midfield possession. I always talk about it every time. It's about that boost advantage and what you do in the midfield. Because yes, a few of the goals coming out for PREDA Ruby were, I could argue a little bit unfortunate. I mean, Dylan came out with a slight misread in the midfield, and Drip was able to keep it clinical for sure, but of course the opportunity arose for basically for free. And another one, the air dribble coming out from Vainsmai, I think the very next goal after that, Finn again just getting a misread on the touch. So maybe if these reads can be fixed here in game 3, I think Reset Emeralds could be able to take it, but of course that's a big could. You got to be clinical throughout the entire best of 3 or best of 5 series in order to take it, and here in Rocket League that is all that matters. Game 3, folks, in round number 2. I don't think we've ever seen this happen before. 2 game number 3s immediately after each other. Series 1 and Series 2. Who goes to the quarters? Let's find out. As Vainsmy puts this one up high, Finn does make contact. Teammate in the middle, perhaps. Maybe not that far in the middle, as Drip actually just nearly dunks that one all the way in twice. Vainsmy with a fantastic shot, doesn't quite put that one on target, and Drip, maintaining the pressure just like that, is able to put it into the corner. That's a freebie. Puts this one up high. Is Vainsmy readily available? Here he comes with the long shot. Puts it high again. Here comes Drip. Puts it high again. And already a bit of a tragic start for PREDA Ruby. Hang on a second.
Yeah, their pressure, though, is relentless. That's almost another goal for Vainsmy.
Hang on. Dylan carrying this one all the way. Saved again off the crossbar by Vainsmy. Again, I apologise for cutting you off, but this is just too exciting. I mean, we'll let the play die down a minute. I mean, it doesn't really seem to. Seems to hit the crossbar endlessly, and Finn, in the relentless, endless sea of crossbar hits, finally finds one between the posts within 1 minute.
Yeah, we saw that relentless pressure coming out from PREDA Ruby initially, but they weren't able to find it into the back of the net. As you said, those relentless crossbar hits just don't result in a goal, although they are good pressure. But we're seeing that early goal coming in from Finn, taking the reset Emeralds to an advantageous spot in the series.
Yeah, and Vainsmy, we've seen it just about there. I was just about to point out in some of these 1v1 scenarios, he has plenty of space and time, but he isn't opting into using those fake jumps to bait the opponent into pre-jumping a potential touch. He did it right there in his defensive third, but he definitely has had the opportunity to do it a few times already, so it'll be good to see that on offense, because definitely he is capable. It will be in his repertoire as he sends this one straight back to his teammate. Now, Dylan up high. No teammate readily available, unfortunately. 3v3, that would have been a perfect play, but unfortunately, you do not have that extra teammate in twos. Now, Vainsmy puts this one up high. Finn just making sure it's right behind the ball. Drip does not want to immediately go for it. Drip now. Trying to send this one again. It looks like the pressure is being regained by Dylan here, as he actually sends this one off the backboard, and Vainsmy forced to wait. Boost battle 1 as well, so that's going to be good for PREDA Ruby. And Drip is really unable to make some space right now.
Yeah, this game is back and forth with both teams not really finding the back of the net. That was almost, as I said, that Dylan finds the back of the net there, but it's an excellent save coming out from PREDA Ruby.
Oh, and there it is. The 2-goal lead has just been opened. We've seen some relentless pressure coming out from this Reset Emeralds team. 50-50, not optimal. And Dylan is optimal. Great shot from him, making sure it's kept low, on target, and hard enough to be unsavable. That's a fantastic display of offensive communication coming out from Reset Emeralds. And here goes Dylan again, wanting to show us exactly how it's done. We've seen Air dribble these all the way down. Doesn't quite get contact. I'm completely and utterly wrong. It was all part of the plan. What a demo.
The play there from Dylan was amazing. He knows that Vainsmy is capable of saving those, so instead of going for the outplay touch, he just straight up takes Vainsmy out of the play, and that was the exact right call. Getting that 3-goal lead for Reset Emeralds, and this is exactly what they needed to start out this game. With less than half of the game remaining, they're looking in a prime position to take this series.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's actually a free net. Finn does just nearly get denied completely by Drip, but of course helped also by the crossbar. Now Vainsmy in the middle goes for an absolute clanger, only finds the top corner. He's been a little bit unfortunate in this game here, unable to really take these shots between both the posts. That's a pass straight across. What a play. Great pass. Vainsmy puts himself on the board.
Yeah, the momentum is maybe changing a little bit. As I just said, that Reset Emeralds are in a prime spot to take the series. I might have been completely wrong, as we're seeing that pressure coming out from PREDA Ruby and that passing play right to Vainsmy. He does not miss those shots. And just like that, with 2 goals to score, but less than 2 minutes left.
Oh my goodness. And I don't know what it is, Severion, but whenever you talk about goals needing to be scored, they always capitalize on that great wave dash behind the ball there. Dylan jumping the gun a little bit, not respecting the outplay at the front post. And Vainsmy is going to take advantage, chipping that one in. And now that 3-goal lead has just been completely dissolved to a 1-goal lead, and Finn actually wanted to regain that 2-goal lead here, but Drip was on the backboard. to prevent that from really becoming anything too real. Finn now with 100 boost to his name does put this one up high. Will he follow this one off the wall? He's actually going to stay low for this one. Staying out of Vainsmite's field of view. This one's rolled into the front. Vainsmite send it across. How on earth did that one not go in? Now Drip. He's actually got a free net to shoot at. He's popped it around. We have a tie game in game 3.
Play there is amazing. The coordination between Vainsmite and Drip was brilliant. Getting that pass, and Drip is just able to get the outplay touch right there on Finn. And just like that, we have a tie game. I said it would be difficult to pull off, but just like that, with 1 minute left, they've gone and done it. And this could be anybody's game, but we're seeing this amazing momentum coming out from PREDA Ruby, and they can totally turn this game on its head.
Hang on a second, Dylan nearly just passed it straight back to Drip there, and now we have a tie game. The mentality will have shifted in some way, shape or form, and Vainsmite's got to be careful as he jumps the gun on that one. Nearly just missing that one and letting it roll straight back into the middle. And Dylan, potentially going for a ceiling shot opportunity here. That's exactly what he's opted into getting. Does find the shot, but put away by Vainsmite with a fantastic piece of backball defense. Drip puts this one straight back into the middle though. Finn back pass to Dylan, who does find the corner, but Vainsmite, of course, is going to be waiting for it. Now, this one's a little bit loose in the midfield. Vainsmite does have a shot on target, but put away by Finn. And this one's actually coming straight back to the middle, but once again, put away by Finn. Finn, very, very good with these reads. He knows exactly where the ball's going to go, and here comes Drip with a shot, shooting it front post. And now with 35 seconds on the clock, the mentalities can be picked apart here. Potential shot coming out from Drip, opted in to not shoot. And now, a loose ball in the midfield yet again. Vainsmite, we've seen himself in these 1v1 situations, gets it past one, trying to go for a bump on the second, but didn't quite come to full fruition. Now Drip in a 1v1 situation. Vainsmite trying to make his way back. Might be able to pass this one straight into the middle. Finn is there, and with 14 on the clock, absolute disaster.
Yeah, this game is back and forth. This is one of the best game 3s that we could have asked for, with that attempted clear by Vainsmite turning out to just be a center to Finn, and Drip just couldn't react in time, and we have 14 seconds and 1 goal needs to be scored. But if anybody could do it, it's this PREDA Ruby team.
Yeah, that is for sure. They can certainly just create an opportunity from seemingly anything, and there's 7 seconds to do it. Vainsmite's actually made this one scoreable. Is Drip ready available to go around for this one? Not quite. Finn now sending this one a long way. If this one's kept up, it will be kept alive, and Dylan's done just that, but it does hit the ground. Reset Emeralds take the game with 14 seconds on the clock. Game 3, probably the best early game series we have ever seen here at Your Throwing.
This game was just, it had everything. It had plenty of saves, back and forth, great shots, those outplays with the air dribbles from both teams, and this was very close. PREDA Ruby gave it their all, but Reset Emeralds was able to barely scrape through, and they got that deserved win over PREDA Ruby.
Exactly, and I mean, I was talking at the end of game number, at the end of the last game, I was talking about how Reset Emeralds really need to make sure they're getting their reads on point, and that is exactly what they were doing. But PREDA Ruby, I think, got a little bit robbed here, and Vainsmite, I think getting a little bit unfortunate. I mean, 11 shots and 2 goals. We saw him hit the bar 4 times, I think, in the first minute, so he definitely was not going to be feeling it, and it's unfortunate to see, but I also said you got to be clinical. You got to make sure you're playing good enough all the way to the end, and that is exactly what Reset Emeralds came to do, and they performed here. Fantastic performance from them, and they move on to the quarters. Alrighty then, so we'll take a look at the bracket here. So let me just go idle from game and have a quick look at everyone who's new to the channel, all that stuff. Scarabarrel, thank you very much for the follow. I really do appreciate that one, man. And of course, the 100 bits coming out from someone. I already thanked you earlier on in the in that game, but I want to thank you again for those 100 bits, whoever you are, because I have to scroll up quite far. But thank you for that, and thank you very much for the follow as well, Scarab. I do appreciate that one a lot. So without further ado, let's take a look at the bracket then. So it looks like we're going to be casting the Ones versus Hobblepod.
Yeah,
and we've seen Hobblepod. I say this every time, and I'm going to stop saying it. But we've seen Hobblepod play on stream time and time again. They're experienced in 2s, but the Ones, that's a different story. Hello. Okay, yeah, so the Ones we haven't seen. Hobblepod we have. And the Reset Emeralds do move on. They'll be playing Fly Like an Eagle. Chicken and Chip with a fantastic performance up in Game 1. Or, excuse me, Series number 1. Did get taken down by the ones 2-0. So they might be doing pretty hot. So this will be the last series we cast on my channel here. And then we'll be reunited with Blinken. But of course, we've got one entire series of Rocket League to go through before we have to worry about that. So I will get into changing the credentials for now. And actually looks like Toasty Eggs 3. Thank you for the follow, man. I really do appreciate that a lot. And the Chief as well. Thank you for the follow. I've seen you playing a few of these tournaments, and you did do very well. But yeah, thank you for the follows, everyone, so far. That's what we like to see. And I'm going to get the credentials worked out. And I don't even know if Severion is actually in here right now. I think he lagged out.
I am. I'm back.
Okay,
We're
you're
all
back.
set.
Nice. All right. Well, I'll get the match set up. So, do you want to talk about maybe not necessarily about the shots, but what do you reckon both teams really, really made sure worked in that series?
We definitely saw that PREDA Ruby played maybe a faster, a more aggressive, impulsive game with those quick passing plays and quick counterattacks, and they were all about speed. And we saw Reset Emeralds maybe a little bit more calculated and playing a little bit slower. They got a bit more saves there, took their time a little bit more, and they were able to get some demo plays and just they really capitalized on their chances, even if they didn't get that many. So we saw in that case, clinicality, as you said, came out on top. And that's why we saw Reset Emeralds take that game, because PREDA Ruby just couldn't capitalize on every chance that they got.
Yeah, it's just, again, it's always taking advantage of those opportunities, but taking advantage of the actual tribunal, taking advantage of that Twitch Prime sub. Wait, is that Twitch Prime? No, it wasn't. It was just a tier 1 sub. Nonetheless, taking advantage of all the options Twitch provide. Thank you very much for that tier 1, dude. I really do appreciate that one very, very much. You could have picked that on anyone, and you decided to use me. So thank you very much for the tier 1. I really do appreciate that one. So I'll have to have a look again at the names of the people that are going to be in this one while I rewrite all the names. And I've actually been doing some thermals testing on my room, so I'll be hoping to crank out a nice 36 degrees Celsius up in here, just to get some nice numbers. But anyway, so who are we looking at? We're looking at the ones. The ones. I don't think we've seen these guys play so far, but we certainly have seen Hobblepard play time and time again. They're veterans at this point. And let's see if I can spell their name right, which I can. Fun fact, Hobblepard means rocking horse in Dutch. Being a Dutch national myself, I know that. So there you go. Right, so we have all the details ready to go, I think. And everyone has been thanked in the chat, which is what we like to see. So what I'll do is, I believe those are the right credentials. I will change the scene, and we'll get everything written up. And we have another best of 3, of course. We'll move over to Blinken's channel, which I will, I'll host you guys, or I'll raid you guys over to there. And of course, you don't have to go anywhere when I do that. You Dutch? No, it was a joke. I was about to point that out. No, I don't know, it was a joke. But anyway, no, I'm not. Someone in the chat told me a few times ago. But anyway, yeah, you won't have to move anywhere. But we've got one more, hopefully, cracking series to go through. And then we'll have the semis. Now, I'm really hoping people don't join. Oh, people have joined. Oh, no. Right, Severion, if you just do the play-by-play while I'm doing this, I will get this up and running.
Alright, yeah, we have the start of this series. This is interesting to watch with both of these teams actually coming out with a lot of momentum. But you see the Chief coming out with this early start with that flick, and that's the...
Right, I think we're good. Sorry, you're lagging a little bit, but it doesn't even matter because we figured it out in the end. The Chief.
And just like that.
Oh, you back? Hello? Alright, don't worry, you're back. We've got this under control. The Chief with an absolutely pain-looking car coming out strong or straight off the bat, slotting this one in. Now Toasty trying to just maintain the pressure here as the Chief sends this one all the way over, and Scarab looking around in the middle, is waiting to pounce, just pounce. This one's straight off the middle. Here comes a fantastic shot. That one's off target, and already in 30 seconds, aerial and offensive dominance coming out from Hobblepod.
Yeah, this is the perfect start that they would have wanted. As I said before, both of these teams have come off of sweeps in all of their games so far, and they are looking very strong so far. But we see Hobblepard definitely taking the lead, dominating both kickoffs and then, as you said, in the air and on the ground, and getting those 2 early goals.
Now Scarab trying to find a pass into midfield. He's done just that. Here comes the Chief with the shot. Zero can't put it out. And just like that, that's just another one. And the ones having a little bit of a ropey start here. Perhaps the nerves are getting to him. But that's a great shot coming out from the Chief. Maybe not optimal, but Zera was just not quite ready for it. Toasty, of course, couldn't really have intervened directly in this situation. But you got to question the ones. Is it the nerves, or maybe is it just a flaw that Hobblepard are able to pick apart right now as Scab tries to get that flip reset into the midfield? Now Toasty, plenty of space and time to work with. Is going to try and keep this one close to Chief, just trying to look for that demo. Doesn't quite come out with it though. Now Zera turning this one up high. Does drop straight down, and Toasty's diving in for it. Almost bringing a goal to their name, lowering that lead down to 2. Now to Chief, the flip reset does bring it to full fruition. What a fantastic shot from him, but set away and demoed by Toasty. Now Scarab trying to keep this one patient. Might be able to find a pass up here if he delays it long enough. He's certainly done the delay bit, but Toasty sends that one away. To Chief now, all the way on his own. Got to deal with it. He's done just that. There's no midfield presence coming out from the ones at the moment. That's a fantastic touch coming out of Zera. That's also an open net and a goal. 3:28 on the clock. The ones finally put themselves on the board.
Yeah, this game has definitely seemed to be dominated by Hobblepard so far, but as we see there with the counterattack, it's 1-3, and we still have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. So the ones are definitely not out of this game by any means, and they can still definitely make an effort to come back and pull this off.
And that was just a fantastic save coming out from Zero, just making it as awkward to read for the Chief as possible. And Scarab now putting this one straight back to the middle. Toasty over to the side one more time. And the Chief, he's got to be careful now. Got to try and work with what he's got, and he's done exactly that. This one's now floating into the box, but Zera just getting bumped out of the way. It's a little bit of a weird midfield possession play at the moment. Neither team really wants the ball, but everyone's kind of leaving the ball in a controlled manner, going for those fake challenges, so it's kind of difficult to read for either team. But nonetheless, looks like we've broken out of that one as Scarab has a shooting opportunity. What's going to do with it? Pots it over Toasty, just goes over Zera as well. Bar down, lead restored to 3.
Yeah, this is a great individual play by Scarab with that well-timed shot. Zero isn't quite able to reach it, but that bar down shot is so hard to reach and so hard to save. And 4-1 to Hobblepard. This is the exact start that they would have wanted, and this is going very, very well for them at the beginning of this game.
Absolutely, and now as we approach half-time, that's a double bump play coming out. Maybe accidentally in favour of Zera, but it did work out in the end. The Chief, that's a fantastic shot, slightly off target. And Scarab waiting to pounce one more time on the wall. Shot not optimal, but Toasty certainly is optimal. Then he's sticking that one all the way on target. Might be able to follow it up. Left it for his teammate. Here comes a shot. Shot not quite there. And Toasty actually diving in for this one. This is an open net for Hobblepard. Can they slide in? No, they can't. It's gone all the way up as well. That one's going to come back to bite them. But of course, you can't really complain with that 3-goal lead they've earned. Now Sarah might be able to make it a 2-goal lead here. Might be able to double touch it straight into the middle as well. He does come out with such a scenario, but Toasty not quite ready for it. Toasty with a fantastic 360 drift turn. And the Chief cutting nearly out 2 of the man in the midfield, getting 2 demos. It's Toasty. Another fantastic pass into midfield. This one could be on target. Only finds the post. Now Toasty actually backing out of this one. Scarab not expecting it. A bit of a weird game here. Game number 1.
Yeah, this is, as I've said many times, this is back and forth, anybody's game, but right now we are seeing Hobblepard taking the advantage, but this is kind of scrappy so far with both teams getting shots, but we're seeing Hobblepard actually play a bit more of a physical game, going for a lot of demo and bump plays, and it's turning out well for them with this 3-goal lead in game number 1.
Yeah, and I mean, you can say it's scrappy, but it is in some way working in Hobblepard's favour. And I mean, you can't say it's only scrappy on one side. Some of the challenges are a little bit weird, but nonetheless, here comes Scarab with an attempted redirect. Toasty deals it just about fine, but the Chief, excuse me, I started on that one, but the Chief is gonna be there no matter what you do with it. Toasty does read the miss, but unfortunately, getting that backwards wave dash came back to bite him, hiding behind that front post there, and the Chief knows the opportunity, he sees the opening, kept it cool, kept it calm, and just hit it far enough away to slot it in. 4-goal lead for Hobblepard. It's looking likely they're going to take game 1, but we have seen some pretty impressive comebacks, and not only that, we've seen many of them in the same series with less than 30 seconds left, so it's definitely not worth saying the action's over. Here comes Toasty. He's actually gone right into Scarab. Scarab gets a piece of it. Here comes Zera. He can't put it on target. And the Chief over to the side one more time. Scarab doesn't quite make contact. Toasty trying to go for a 1v1 play. Does get the pre-flip, but unfortunately that is all he managed to get. Now the Chief trying to get a pass into the midfield. Zera back all the way down, and Scarab has to fully retreat for this one. Zera puts the shot on target, and that is a fantastic save again. Coming out from Scarab, following up for another fantastic demo from the Chief.
Yeah, as we see Hobblepard nearing the end of this game, they are going to be taking this game number 1. We've not only seen the physical demo plays, but we saw, especially in the beginning of this game, the chemistry and the teamwork was really showing. And it's obvious that they've played together a lot, and they know what each other are going to be doing.
Well, yeah,
and their chemistry was able to just win that game. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's fine, it's fine. I was going to say, and I mean, you're definitely not wrong with that. I mean, on top of their insane chemistry that we've seen time and time again here on stream, it's that they've had the experience. The Chief, I mean, was playing in last week's 3v3 tournament. You know, I think they did pretty well. I think they got into the quarters. I can't remember entirely. I think they won at least 2 of the series, so they did pretty well last time. And I mean, that's just one to name, you know, one of the many. Hobblepard have plenty of experience playing on stream, so perhaps maybe their ability to now focus up, calm down, and play their game is giving themselves the advantage, especially in the comms. So we'll have to see if the ones can bring it back here in Zera and Toasty, but it's looking like the Chief has got something to say about it. Nearly getting a fantastic 1v2 outplay there. Now Zera looking to really up his game here on offense. A little bit of a quiet time, and speaking of quiet, the Chief certainly has not had a quiet game 1, and he's coming into game 2. Perfect backflip shot under the bar. What more could you ask for?
And again, that coordination, the Hobblepard duo are not afraid to cut each other off and go for that ball because their communication is on point. And we're seeing Scarab get that initial 50, and then he was tempted to follow it, but he left it for the Chief, and that was absolutely the right decision with that banger of a shot going far down. And again, this early lead for Hobblepard is proving to definitely put them in a prime position in this series.
Absolutely. And the Chief actually has another open net. He's going to slot it in, and the clinicality doesn't end for this man. Like I said, we saw him time and time again last weekend being clinical, and it hasn't seemed to have stopped. Just with every open net, he's going to put it on target, but you got to question Zera. And, Zera and Toasty. They got to make sure this rotation fits, because they still have 4 entire minutes to go and 2 goals to bring it back. Of course, this one game alone is not the only key they need. They need to obviously win the next game after. But that is all they need to really maybe swing the momentum in their favour. Now, Scarab, with no boost to his name, going for a long shot. Might be able to smite the back post here. Fortunately, it was off target. Now, the Chief, also off target. Scarab's ready and available, though. And Zera has an open net to shoot at. But ball slightly rolling too fast. And his teammate demoed, making it slightly awkward. And that is just one thing Hobblepard is so good at. Those demos really do come in clutch.
Yeah, that's well played from Toasty right there to get it past both defenders, but as we saw there, Zero just wasn't there to put the ball under the back of the net.
Oh my.
What a fake from Scarab.
Indeed, what a fake. But and there it is again, the Chief and Scarab just so aware of how much space they have, and the Chief nearly getting in the way of Scarab's shot there, but did manage to put it over. Now Toasty back into the middle. The Chief is backwards. Zera puts it up high. That is a disaster. That should have been a goal for sure, especially if someone is Zera's caliber. Now Scarab keeping this one close. He's found himself back into the corner again, and with 60 boost to his name, couldn't really do too much with that. No space to work with, no teammate to pass to, but it doesn't really matter because Toasty can do it all by himself. He's nearly completed it, but Zera not creating enough pressure in the midfield. The Chief back over to the middle. There's Scarab go for this one while he takes the boost. And now with 7, speaking of boost, does manage to get it past 1. This one's back into the middle. Toasty launches this one down the far end. The Chief for the long shot. Toasty is going to put this one away. And the Chief actually getting his teammates' way there. This one could be a little bit dangerous as Scarab is forced to stay really close to this one. And Zera is able to deal with it, but fantastic back pass coming out from Scarab. Toasty now. 50-50, not optimal. Zera's got to go up for this one. He's done exactly that. That's a great pass back to Toasty. Now, can they get this one straight back to middle? Toasty might be able to shoot this one. He's actually put it off target. Zera's not there at the moment. It's been more or less disaster on the offensive end of the ones.
Yeah, we're seeing the ones actually. Their name is definitely coming true. They're only one person on offense, and they only have one
there it
person
is.
centering it. I can say that though.
As soon as you say there's one person on offense, you're absolutely right. And it worked out here though. Zera getting a fantastic pass, Scarab not making contact, and Toasty has been in the right place quite a lot on offense so far. Maybe he's just been demoed or perhaps slowed down by the play, but now 1 goal in it in 2 entire minutes. I believe in this the ones team, and that is exactly why Toasty and Zera both have the ability to just shoot a shot on net. It's just will Hobblepard stop them before it gets too dangerous as the Chief tries to send this one all the way into the corner. Now Zera actually nearly 50-50 that all the way back into his own net. Receives a pass from Toasty. This one unfortunately is off target. You got a question. When will these shots start going in? Because the sooner they do, the sooner the better. Zera with 100 boost to his name now. Does this get demoed by the Chief? That one's going to come back to sting him. And Toasty doesn't quite get a piece of that 50-50. And Scarab not quite get the power on the shot that he may have wanted. But of course the lead does still hold. Zera in a 1v1 situation. We've seen him in this situation before. Keeping ball cam on. Does go under. Does get the bump. They tie it up with 112.
Just like that, we see the ones getting right back into this game, finally seeing some cohesion and good plays right there. With the pop getting it past to Chief, and then the bump on Scarab is exactly what they needed to get that into the back of the net. And now we've got to be wondering what Hobblepard are going to be doing, because they have to change something with their strategy in order to really change the momentum of this game, having just gotten scored on twice. But we're going to see if they're...
Oh my goodness, that is an unfortunate pass coming out from Toasty, and just like that, you say they needed a goal, and seems to be, like I said before, every time you say that they seem to always find a goal. That is an incredibly unfortunate pinch into the midfield right across the box. But they can't really complain, because yes, they've been missing their shots, but Zera's goal they did score maybe was a little bit fortunate. I don't know if it was planned for him to fake the flick, but regardless, we're almost back. Excuse me, we're almost back to what exactly the game was not too long ago. This time with only less time for the ones to bring it back. Mr. Chief is forced to put this one over to the side. Now back into the middle it comes. Toasty does get demoed again by the Chief as he puts that one over to the side. Zera now, 35 seconds on the clock. 100 boost to his name. Then he gets demoed by Scarab. And now he has all the play to work with. Tries to go for a musty, but jumped a little bit too low. Does get the bump on Scarab as well. But now we have the infamous 1v1 situation. Can Scarab puts this one into the middle. Doesn't make contact as Toasty back into the corner here. Game 1 already off to a fantastic start as Toasty puts this one into the middle. Zero then an incoming shot. Puts this one up high. The Chief can't get it, and we have a tie game with only 11 seconds left in game number 1.
This play is brilliant coming out from the ones with that passing play finally getting pulled off, and that teamwork is really starting to flourish with that amazing shot that definitely got set up by the teamwork of the ones right here.
Oh my goodness, that could be stolen. Zera with 5 after all the tragedy that has undergone in this game 1 has just snatched the lead at the last minute. The Chief going for, I think, what it was a pre-jump or a recovery from a bump from Toasty, and they were already looking completely different story. I honestly thought later on in this game it was probably not going to go to overtime, but the Chief might be able to complete it, and we're going to overtime. What on earth is this?
Zero's second goal. This is absolute madness coming out with 3 goals in what was it, the last like 15 seconds of this game. And you actually said game 1 a couple times. I believe this is actually game 2 with Hobblepard actually taking that first game. So this is all or nothing, and the ones are really going to need to put everything into this to try to take this back to.
Well,
take
hang
back
on
the
a
series.
second, Toasty, and now this time within 9 seconds has put one in. Now, I actually don't know. I'm 99% sure this was game 1, but I'd have to check that. But regardless, what on earth did we just see in the last 20 seconds of Rocket League? We went from one team kind of dominating a little bit to, again, a little bit even with a little bit of misfortune. And then the ones just came out of nowhere. Oh, no, you're right. This is game 2. This is game 2. I apologize. Oh, yeah, it is. My bad, chat. I apologize. I didn't see the one pip I already had in favor of Hobblepard. But regardless, I mean, in that game, Hobblepard almost had the series pinned down many times. And then the ones just came back. They seem to have just pulled this well out of nowhere. And they just brought back the lead slowly but surely. And then they had it swiped from them again at 0 seconds. And then they just score in overtime. I mean, how they have the ability to come back so strong time and time and time again, I have absolutely no idea. But we got game 3 here, folks. The third one of the day. And honestly, what a bunch of games these have been. Zera trying to keep this pressure on. Doesn't quite bring it to full fruition here as Scarab tries to get this pass back into the middle. Doesn't quite bring it all the way down, but the Chief, we've seen him in these situations before. He's got to be pretty quick about it. Zera sends his one back over to the side. The Chief trying to keep this one close now. Actually just lets this one go all the way back to Scarab. And now we're starting to see the classics of Arion. We're starting to see neither team really want the ball.
Yeah, they're both going to be playing a little bit passive. With the end of that game was complete madness with, what was that, 4 or 5 goals in the last 30 or 40 seconds of the game, which is something that we have seen before, but not often, with goals just getting exchanged back and forth and back and forth. So both teams are really going to be kind of readjusting, calming down a little bit, and trying to just get their heads back into this game to pull off the game 3 win.
Oh, that is for sure. And I mean, I even said it at the end of last game, how no matter what lead you have, it can always get hectic and insane right at the end. And that's just something that seems to happen in these You're Throwing tournaments almost every single time. And Scab, talking about every single time, has the card control to put it on target. Just like that. We've seen him do this a few times over the course of a few weeks. Gets it past one with a nice little pop. Immediately follows it with the second. Toasty not expecting the acceleration, and with 3:37, Hobblepard, they're not letting the last game affect them. They did bring it back at 0, and they did lose it within 9 seconds. But Scarab is like, nah, fam. We're going to keep this one going how we want it.
Yeah, this game is going back and forth, or the series has just been going back and forth, with leads being exchanged over and over and over again. But one thing has been consistent, and that's we've seen Hobblepard getting these early leads and getting a lot of goals quickly, and they maybe haven't been...
Oh, what a shot coming out from the Chief.
There's the goal coming out right there. But as I was saying, they maybe haven't been perfectly clinical scoring every single shot, but they've been pretty close, and they've definitely been playing very, very well on offense, and it looks like they're back to shutting out the ones in this game 3. But as we saw from the last game, absolutely anything can happen.
Yeah, and I mean, oh my goodness, and again, anything can happen. Zera just coming out from the sky, drilling this one top left. Well, an outrageous pass coming out from Toasty, and Zera just pre-jumping that one, almost dusting the Chief on that goal line. And we're back within a 1-goal deficit. And I mean, I was about to talk about the Chiefs' fantastic shooting we've seen so far, but unfortunately what we've seen as well is his defense at times has been a little bit lackluster, and that is understandable. It is difficult to be incredible at everything in the game at once, but nonetheless, back to a 1-goal game. We've actually seen a demo coming in favor of Toasty this time. This is an open air for Zera to get a dunk. Doesn't quite finish it off. And the 2:44, here comes Toasty. Potential double touch is going to sink it. We have a tie game.
It's an amazing shot coming out there from Toasty, getting this initial read off of the wall, and then he's going to score those. You could see that he had that in his mind the entire way through. And he's just able to get that window completely open. He was able to score that goal. And just like that, the ones are right back into this game, and it looks like comebacks are one of this team's main themes of this tournament so far, with this series just being back and forth and back and forth.
Oh my goodness, here comes Toasty, doesn't make contact, and you're saying how they're going back and forth, and that is exactly what happened. Every single team is getting a bunch of fantastic opportunities on offense. It's unfortunate to see Toasty not score it, but guess what's going to happen? The Chief runs down the other end and puts it in himself. It seems to be on either of these sides, if you do not score on your one offensive opportunity, either the Chief or, well, any of these players for the matter can just slot one in with no issue whatsoever. So really, it's kind of come down to transition speed.
Yeah, this game is 3-2, already 5 goals scored in less than 3 minutes, and you can't say it enough, or I mean, I guess you can't say it too many times, but this game is just back and forth.
Oh my goodness, what a dunk, and back and forth it is, and
what a
nearly
save.
Slot in by Scarab. I know, what an incredible save coming out from Toasty. Nearly pinched that one straight back to his teammate as the Chief puts this one over to the side again. Now, teammate in the middle, no one readily available. Zera does get beaten, but he did have the goal covered, and that's really all that matters. Now Toasty booming this one a long way. The Chief, forced to make this one a little bit awkward for himself, does do just that, but in the end, comes away with it just in time. Zera trying to create the pressure, does get demoed by the Chief. And Toasty does make contact. Clinical defense from him, making sure ball does not roll into their opponent's laps. Now actually no one in the middle for this one. Free shot for the Chief, but Zera's not going to deal with, have a hard time dealing with that one. Another incredible bump attempt from the Chief. We're seeing it come out from both sides now. Both teams opting in for a lot of bumps. One in transition. That's a great flick from the Chief, and it's gone on target. Starting to see more reminiscence from game number 2. However, if we're talking about anything from game number 2, we have no idea what can happen.
Yeah, we see that insurance goal coming out from the Chief, which is something that they've definitely needed. But again, with so many goals able to be scored in just a couple seconds, this really could go anybody's way, as we're seeing that double tap attempt coming out from Zera.
Now Toasty does get demoed one more time. Here comes Scarab with a potential fake. He's done just that, but Zera does get a piece of it. The Chief, shot not quite on target. Toasty now with the dribble. Scarab with a fantastic 50-50 there. It's gone back down the other way. Zera does put this one up high. Scarab trying to create it patient. Not a lot of boost to work with. We haven't seen Scarab with too much boost to the, during this series. He's always had quite a few amount. And Zera getting a counter demo. And we don't even see what happened here. The Chief apparently scoring here and maybe running away with the series.
Yeah, he hits that off the corner.
Oh,
that's tragedy right there.
That is a...
Zera accidentally own goaling there with the demo. But 36 seconds left. It is possible, as we saw from the last game. It's
for sure.
Possible, but
the double fake coming out, and this one's actually rolled in and will complete. It's rolled on target and in. Scarab makes it a 4-goal lead. A double fake kickoff, and Scarab quicker to the ball. Now that, you could argue again, is unfortunate. Zera, like we saw, getting the own goal, but I mean, what are the odds? Both teams going for a fake kickoff. I'm going to second that one. Nearly pinched straight in, but with 30 seconds on the clock, we see some incredible offense again. Anything can happen. Zera flick back into the middle. Scarab back over to the side one more time. Toasty. Pass does get pushed straight up. Flip reset gained, perhaps, but Zera not readily available. 34 boost to Toasty's name. This shot's got to go on target if he wants to have a chance. Scarab puts this one into the middle himself. Toasty with the shot. Only finds the corner. And with 9 seconds on the clock, I think Hobblepard are going to take it. The Chief might want another one. And Toasty puts this one over to the side. Hobblepard take this series. And they're going to the semi-finals in 3 games.
Yeah, what a series. We see both of these teams trying to keep the ball up, and that is actually going to be
It's going to be a consolation goal, so it's good to see. 0 seconds.
Yeah, what a series by both of these teams. We saw the game 2 was just a flurry of goals back and forth, but that was well fought by the ones, but in the end, Hobblepard was just able to dominate that game 3 with more chances and more capitalization, and they are going to take this series and make it to the semifinals, as you said.
Yeah, so it's just a fantastic series. And again, I just want to apologize for calling Game 2 Game 1 a few times. I forgot about Game 1 somehow. But regardless, I mean, what a series, like you said. We saw in Game 2, there was just enormous amounts of goals coming out left, right, and centre. And not even just the amount of goals, some of the quality of goals in that series. We saw the double touch coming out from Toasty. We saw a fantastic redirect coming out from Zera. And of course, a few good pops off the wall from Scab, and some, of course, fantastic ground shots from the Chief. So, great performance all around, and that's what we like to see. We've entered crunch time. All of these teams are in it to win it, and Hobblepod definitely sharing that mentality, and hopefully, you never know, they could go all the way.
Yeah, that was well played by them.
Jesus.
Not necessarily a comeback, but another game 3 taking their series as well. So we've seen 3 game 3 thing to see. Very, very rarely happens. But
yeah, and I mean,
just like that, we're into the semis.
I mean, normally it's rare you see one, 3-game match coming out in these, early stages of the tournament. But we've seen 3 today. And in case you're wondering what this enormous square of a light is, it's not a bug or something like that. That's just my windows are basically, it's a greenhouse combined with a magnifying glass. So apologize for that. I'll go off this scene before I melt all your eyes. But regardless, let's take a look at the bracket in the process. So, having a look at what we've got. So the ones going down to Hobblepod in game number 3. But looks like we're going to be heading over to Blinken's End and maybe looking at either the Glazers versus Goober or Hobblepod versus Reset Emeralds. It's going to be a fantastic time over there. So I will go and raid Blinken. So at least that is it for me on this. Oh yeah, on this channel. I forgot. It's Preston123. Thank you for the follow, man. Really do appreciate that one. And Rizun, thank you for the follow as well. So I'll raid you guys with Blinken. I have been your host on this side of the bracket. I've been Remulous. I've been joined by Severion. Do you have any last words for today's stream?
Just enjoy the rest of the tournament. This has definitely been one of the closest, most exciting tournaments, certainly the most exciting tournament that I've casted yet. And this is definitely going to be an exciting finish, so stick around and enjoy the...
Yeah, that is absolutely true. It's been an absolute blast so far, but of course it's not over yet. So I'll say this before we move on over to Blinken's End. So if you like the sound of the content here, or if you want to get involved with my own personal content when I stream, or you want to get involved in the You're Throwing Discord, feel free to follow so you get notified whenever we're casting here, which will be every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. and usually on Wednesdays about that's BST, by the way, and usually on Wednesdays at about 3 p.m. BST. When that actually goes down. So feel free to get involved. Do !YT Discord if you want to get involved in these tournaments. And of course, hit me with the follow if you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing. So we will go and raid Blinken, who is doing the right side of the bracket. And we'll have, I think, a short intermission when he's done. And we'll be cracking on with the semi-finals. So take it easy, guys. I'll see you guys over there. Have a fun time. We've got some cracking Rocket League up to come. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace. Well, it's actually a bit early because I didn't press enter, but Blinken Gaming. There we go. Right, I'll see you guys there. Peace. I said it too early again. Nice. Let's try this again. When we've gone all the way through it, we will have a little chat and see what's going on. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace. Finally.